Russ Daughters has been a Lower East Side institution for 105 years. The store is known for its appetizing dishes, but a new exhibit highlights its influence on New York's culture, both past and present.
If people are interested in food, food becomes a window, food becomes a point that makes the history accessible.
Joel Russ, a Jewish immigrant from Eastern Europe, began selling herring and dried Polish goods from a pushcart around the turn of the 20th century. His success allowed him to open his first brick-and-mortar store on Orchard Street in 1914, which specialized in appetizing works.
If you think of bagels and lox, classic, iconic New York food, that's Russ Daughters, that's appetizing.
The store moved to its permanent home on East Houston Street in 1920, where it remains today. But it was Joel's bold business decision in 1935 that's his biggest legacy. He made his three daughters partners and changed the shop's name to Russ and Daughters.
We have always said it's the first store in New York, but the research through this exhibit proved that this was the first that was and daughters instead of and sons.
Now the family's the center of the American Jewish Historical Society's exhibit Russ and Daughters, An Appetizing Story, curated by Executive Director Annie Polland.
For many people, there's a personal connection that they have, that the store reminds them of something. It reminds them of their identity, whether as a New Yorker, whether as a Jew, whether as an immigrant, whatever it is, this food means more than the food.
While there's no food served at the exhibit, it does encourage you to share moments on social media where you can try on your own Russ and Daughters white coat.
People love putting on that coat and posing for pictures, and I have seen people put the coat on and then start acting like they're a counter person, use a New York accent.
It's that energy that keeps Russ and Daughters booming today, which is currently owned by fourth-generation family members. They recently opened a new location at the Brooklyn Navy Yard, but say they still feel protective of preserving the Lower East Side store's legacy.
It's a place where people come back to, and by biting into a bagel or taking a number or just standing in the shop, you're able to be part of the living history of New York.
Russ and Daughters, An Appetizing Story will run through January 2020. More information can be found on Pix11.com. Reporting in Union Square, Summer Delaney, Pix11 News.